Hi Taurus, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of May. We begin the month in your birthday season, so I want to wish you a very happy birthday. At the end of April, Pluto, which is the planet of power and transformation, stationed retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of Capricorn in your house of learning and teaching and manifestation and promotion and publicity. We all feel that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. And in your case, Pluto is one of the rulers of your house of relationships. So maybe there was turbulence in that area. We definitely feel that energy. Pluto brings major life changes, moves, endings, beginnings, breakups, new relationships, etc. The beginning of the month, Mercury is transiting in your sign, and it forms a beautiful trine to Pluto, which is good for communication, learning, and connecting with other people. A lot of work to get yourself going at the beginning of the month with planets still transiting in your first house of new beginnings. On May 3rd, Mercury squares Jupiter early in the sky, and this gives us all a preview of the next couple of months because Mercury will enter Gemini later in the day, and Mercury loves being in Gemini. It's a mutable air sign that is very cerebral but goes in many different directions. It's going to be in the sign of Gemini until July 11th, so we're going to have it for a long time. And for you, it's going to be transiting in your house of income and creativity, how you can add value to your life, how you can make more money. So a lot of focus on how you can be more productive in your communication and in your learning to achieve these goals. So early on the 3rd, we've got Mercury squaring Jupiter, a lot of communication, and it grandizes the whole story. And then also on that date, the Sun in your sign squares Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is transiting in your house of career and life goals while it's in Aquarius, and it'll be there until March 7th of 2023. So career and how you reinvent and invent your professional goals is a huge focus. It's also comprehensive of many life goals you may have, not just professionally. And on the, on the 6th of May, Venus in your sign trines Pluto, which is lovely. And we also have the the north node of destiny forming a sextile, which is an aspect of opportunity, to Chiron, the wounded healer. And Chiron is transiting in Aries in your 12th house of spirituality and the imagination. So the 6th of May has very nice opportunities for love and money and for doing healing work. On the 8th of May, Venus exits your sign and enters the sign of Gemini, where it'll be until June 2nd. A lot of emphasis on earning money and being creative, and more focus in that area for you now. Now we've got Mercury, where it'll be for a few months in this house, and Venus, where it'll be until the beginning of beginning of June rather. On the 11th of May, there is a beautiful new moon in your sign that takes place at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 21 degrees and 18 minutes of Taurus. This is your annual new moon. Take opportunity to really focus on what you want to manifest. It's in your first house of self, which is comprehensive of all areas of your life: romantic goals, professional goals, health and wellness, whatever it may be. And this new moon forms a trine to Pluto in your house of manifesting. In the last new moon in April, the new moon squared Pluto, and in that chart, Venus and Pluto squared one another exactly. The new moon is always a good time for initiating new beginnings, but in that chart, there was a lot of letting go and purging in order to achieve what you want to initiate. In this new moon chart, having the new moon in your sign, The moon is exalted in Taurus in a lovely placement, trining Pluto, which brings transformation and empowerment. That's very positive energy to work with. On May, let's see here, on May 13th, we have another big event because Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Pisces. And I've never seen Jupiter transit an entire sign and briefly enter the next sign for a couple of months, but I am this year, as will all of us. Jupiter enters Pisces on May 13th, where it is in its ancient rulership, and it'll be in your house of friends and groups and networking, and it'll be there until July 29th. As much as the focus is for you right now on creating new beginnings, on focusing on your money and your income, I think that Jupiter in Pisces is a really beautiful transit. It's, again, in its rulership by ancient astrology. It emphasizes love and compassion. It's excellent for the artists and musicians that have been impacted by this because Pisces is such a creative water sign. And you're a very creative earth sign. You're ruled by Venus. So this energy is very compatible with yours. And I think it's going to give you a lot of opportunity for connecting for your professional goals. If you're single, it's an excellent time for meeting new people, new friends, new connections, new romantic opportunities. It's also igniting your house of romance. So that's very nice energy. On the 17th of May, we have the sun in your sign, in your sign, trining Pluto. And that's a really empowering energy, helping you to really get things done. On the 18th of May, we have Venus forming a sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer. And this brings good opportunity for doing healing work. Venus is transiting in your house of income and self-esteem and values. So doing healing work around self as well. On the 19th of May, Venus trines Saturn in the sky. And this is opportune for getting things done, good for financial and relationship opportunities, and it's a very nice energy. On the 20th of May, the sun exits your sign and enters the mutable air sign of Gemini, where it'll be until June 20th. Now you've got the sun, Venus, and Mercury all transiting in your house of income and what you value. So a lot of socializing with Jupiter in your house of friends and groups through the end of July, but also a lot of focus on your finances and income. On the 21st of May, Mercury squares Jupiter in the sky, and that can bring a lot of communication, a lot of networking, probably socializing for you as well. On the 22nd of May, Mercury squares Neptune, and that can bring confusion. That can be challenging with relationships, with friendships. Maybe there's some miscommunication. Great for doing healing and creative work, but people can misinterpret with Neptune clouding communication. On the 23rd of May, Saturn stations retrograde, and that's a big deal for all of us because now we've got Pluto retrograde as the end of April. Saturn retrogrades at 13 degrees of the fixed air sign of Aquarius at the top of your chart in your house of life goals. And eventually in the middle of June, Saturn is going to square Uranus, which is transiting in your sign. Saturn and Uranus are both the rulers of Aquarius, but this brings tumult and upheaval, and whatever we expect it'll be something else. But this is the second of 3 squares of Saturn and Uranus. And again, Saturn is transiting at the top of your chart in your house of career. Uranus is transiting in your first house of self in your sign. Readjustment, restructuring. On the, let's see here, on the 26th of May, we have a lunar eclipse that takes place at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that lunar eclipse will be at 5 degrees and 26 minutes of the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. And that can bring fruition to things you've been learning and manifesting. This lunar eclipse falls in your house of joint resources and investments, taxes, insurance, and debt. Hopefully it's bringing completion and financial opportunities, but with eclipses, they're like wild cards. So you know there's a lot of activity during that time. You know a lot of it's going to be around finances because both of the eclipses are falling in your money houses. But this is the first of the two eclipses. The second one will be in Gemini on June 10th. But, you know, focus on what you need to release to help you to achieve your goals, and know that the end of May is going to have a lot of activity with Saturn stationing retrograde, with a lunar eclipse really, you know, amping it up 5 notches, and a lot of communication with Mercury and Gemini, with 3 planets transiting in Gemini at the end of the month. On the 29th of May, Mercury stations retrograde at 24 degrees and 48 minutes of the sign of Gemini in your house of income and what you value. Again, it's going to be there until July 19th. So this is, July 11th. So this is a good opportunity for reassessing how you can be more productive and how you earn money, how you can tap in to your self-esteem in a time of a lot of change, how you can be creative and find value in what you do. On the 31st of May, Mars trines Neptune in the sky and brings a very creative tone to the ending of the month. This is going to be a very busy month, eclipse season, Mercury retrograding in the sign it rules, Jupiter entering Pisces and changing signs, entering the sign it rules, but again, a huge shift for all of us. And we begin the month in your birthday season. And I encourage you to make the most of it. And good luck and happy birthday. Take care.